All right, if I can get everyone's attention, and you guys can get a seat, we're going to start. All right, thank you. Welcome, everyone. We have a surprise for everyone with our students who are going to be singing for us. Don't make it in the group. You can tell by the way I let you when the people start to move. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. When the king calls for you, with a voice like Alice ringing out, there's no way that bed to lose. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people.
Wasn't that just fantastic? Just amazing. Thank you to our students and Ms. Hauser for putting this together. And yesterday they actually, all of our students performed here yesterday as well. I wish you could all have heard them. Just very special and amazing, even during this year, how much our students have grown. So anyway, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our retirees, our families, our staff. Thank you all for being here, and it's so wonderful. This is a new venue for us outside, and the weather is pretty nice out today, so I'm glad that we could all be together. So this evening, we'll be honoring 48 retirees, and collectively, they've dedicated 1,029 years of service here in Garden City Public Schools. That's pretty amazing, pretty amazing. And within the group, we have 7 of our clerical staff, 9 from transportation, 4 from buildings and grounds, 19 teachers, school counselors, 1 monitor, 1 nurse, and 7 teacher aides. That's pretty amazing. So you can imagine when you're all retiring, Ms. McLaughlin and our administrators are quite busy finding replacements for you all. And it's hard to get the kind of quality we have here tonight with our retirees. You have made an impact here for our children in our district that I don't even think you realize, but it's a significant impact on our children. So we thank you for that. You have all helped in fulfilling our Garden City School District's mission of inspiring minds, empowering achievement, and building a community. You will always, forever be part of Garden City, always, and our legacy. You leave a legacy behind here. You make us who we are, and we thank you so much for that. So with that, our principals are going to be, speaking and introducing our retirees. But before we go to that, I would like to introduce our board president, Mr. Bill Holla. He'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Christian. Words cannot express. First off, I want to welcome all retirees, their families, their friends, their colleagues, the administrators for coming tonight. And I feel honored and blessed to represent the board and the community to say thank you and to have you go on to your next chapter in your life. I'd be amiss if I didn't say, from the bottom of my heart and from every trustee's heart, thank you for this school year. This has been beyond anybody's imagination. And I thank you all for putting in the hard work and the effort and the time and your families in trusting us to allow you to come to our buildings every day. And thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
I'd like to start off with Mr. Steinslubner from our high school.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to welcome up any of the retirees from the high school, please. Come on up if you're here. So Mr. Jim Malone, guidance counselor, Ms. Deborah Franzino, clerical, and Mr. Peter Santoro, math teacher. Just say a quick few words about each one. Deborah has worked in many different roles in different offices within the building, assisting so many different people. Curriculum coordinators you work directly with, the nurse's office, and in the guidance office. Throughout the pandemic, right, school was closed, but everyone was working. Deb was working out of her home. She was taking care of the working papers for all the students who needed those. And everybody was still interested in getting the working papers, even though they didn't know if they're going to get jobs or not. And it just she was interviewing students remotely. I got to find out where you live because I had to bring extra working papers there because we were right now. But it was, the dedication that we have from you, throughout all your years here. We appreciate everything you've done. Thank you, Deborah. Peter Santoro has been on the cutting edge of technology as a math teacher. And when you think about what cutting edge actually means, pre-pandemic, working remotely and students learning without having to be in the classroom was led by Peter in this school. The flipped classroom, if you've heard of that, he knows everything about it. He also did podcasts for the last year, every month throughout the pandemic, where he spoke with other educators throughout the United States, and those were published and they can be heard online. Peter informed me this morning he'll be consulting with BOCES as he moves on to his next chapter, so he will have an influence on the next generation of educators. So Peter, thank you very much for everything you've done. Jim Malone, you've been in education for more years than, I'm not even going to talk about those years. Not all here. Jim has been in numerous places, but the impact that you've had here on our students and all your students throughout your career, in many places, coaching, golf here, basketball, in the city school system. You are a person who gets to say things that, the newer counselors or a new generation wouldn't be able to get away with saying. If it comes from us, even if we mean it, it doesn't come across as acceptable, but coming from you, it is meaningful and it's genuine and it's okay. And we appreciate that, and everybody appreciates it. You're very wise. You've given advice to so many people, including me, over the years, and I really appreciate everything you've done. Thank you, Jim. Just want to mention a few of the high school people that are not here that are retiring. Peggy Galata, orchestra teacher for many years, and Jose Romero, one of the cleaners. He was here, as many years as anybody else. And Bob DeFelice, who's not here tonight, he's retiring from phys ed. He's been in the district since he was here as a student for many, 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 many years in many of the schools. And he hopes to continue, coaching and volunteering in the future. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to those who are here.
Hi, everybody. It's my pleasure to honor Peggy Caputo, Josephine Daniele, Linda Kopsick, and John Mansfield. All four of these individuals have worked behind the scenes to make this district run smoothly. Could Linda Kopsick and John please come up? Peggy Caputo began with the district in 2007 in the PPS office. In 2015, Peggy moved to the business office as an account clerk, doing bookkeeping, grants, donations, and many, many other functions. Peggy has been very supportive in her role, working with many of the clerical staff. She gets involved with all of the buildings. She works with PTA and SEPTA in managing the grants and just a myriad of other things. So we wish Peggy very well. Josephine Daniele joined Garden City in 2004, working in the IT office for Rita Malikian. And after just 3 years in IT, she moved over to the curriculum office, and I think at the time she was working with Teresa there. She spent the last 14 years doing a great job in the curriculum office, and I know that Ted really has great admiration for the work that they did together, and we wish Josephine very well in her retirement. Linda Kopsick began in Garden City in 2007. She spent 13 years in payroll, so she became very dear to many people in Garden City. In 2020, she moved over to the facilities office, and really her strengths in payroll just really went into there. She was working with the new facilities director, and Rob Tolley has lovely, lovely things to say about how she looked to transition this first year. Linda's very extremely detail-oriented. She brought that from payroll right into facilities. She has many suggestions to improve processes over the year, and she really works with great compassion for our employees, which is very evident when you see the time and really just the passion of how she works with employees. So I really wish Linda so well. We work very closely together, and it's been my pleasure. John Mansfield retired from the district a few months ago. And John, I don't know if a lot of you know him, but he's the part-time clerk that's worked in our textbook office since 2008. John manages the whole process to provide textbooks to our Garden City students who attend non-public school. It is really a one-man show, and John helped put this group together, and he's been incredible over the years. Hundreds of parents rely on him and his attention to detail and the help that he has provided to our district. Our students attending non-public schools is really second to none. He shows a real passion for this work and has been an asset to the whole Garden City community. So thank you to John for that important work. And I just want to, on a personal note, it's been a pleasure to work with Josephine, Peggy, Linda, and John. And I wish them all the best in their retirement, and we wish them happy, healthy, and relaxing days with their friends and family. Thank you so much. Linda and Dave, you want to come up for our transportation department?
Good evening. This year, we're saying goodbye to 9 of our closest family members in transportation. Could those who are here tonight, I think Nate and Bob, Sheila, come on up, please. Sheila Pryboy, she came over to us from the high school a few years back. She's been with the district for 19 years. She was one of our bus attendants. She worked the lunch program dedicated to the special needs children in the district. We bounced her around a lot, but we finally got her on a permanent run, and she goes and retires on it. Which we're very happy that she's able to do that, and we hope you enjoy your retirement immensely. Nate Coley, been with us for 10 years. Nate bounced around a little bit too, but we had him on a Stratford run with Chaminade. Nate came to work every day, very happy, very upbeat. And if you want a delicious cheesecake, he's the man to see. We've sampled several in his tenure with Garden City Transportation. Fabulous baker, and Nate, we hope you enjoy your retirement immensely, a lot, Bake away, Nate. Bob Schultz, he's been with us for 10 years. Again, Bob bounced around a lot too. He drove big buses, he drove vans, worked with the special needs children, did whatever we asked him to. I was kind of surprised that he put in his papers. So, but we wish you well with your retirement, you and your wife and your daughter. Best of luck there. A couple other people, a couple of the others who aren't here tonight are one of our mechanics, Ricardo Ramola, Ricky. He was MacGyver. He kept our buses rolling. fix anything. Joe DeLuca, Ricky was with us. Ricky was actually with us 22 years. Wow. Joe DeLuca, with us 17 years. Again, he drove with the special needs children. We put him on a big bus a couple of times, and we were concerned, but he loved it. He said, this is what I want to do. You can keep your van. Barbara O'Connor. Barbara was with us 23 years. She worked at Homestead for several years. She did the lunch program there. Finished out her career with driving a Stratford route in that Locust lunch program. I heard recently she moved to Florida, so if you're watching, Barbara, we do miss you. Best of luck with everything. Curtis, I never say his name right, Curtis Wara, bus driver, 13 years. He also bounced around a lot. He did the big buses. He drove, he ended his career with the special needs kids. He really enjoyed that. He also did lunch program in different places as well. Christy Caponegro, bus attendant, 15 years with us. She did lunch program. She finished out at Hemlock. Wonderful lady. We wish her well. Elda Doris, another bus attendant who's leaving. She's been with us 15 years, working with special needs kids. She worked at Locust lunch program. We are going to miss her too. She's actually at a surprise party her family arranged for her, and they picked tonight, so she couldn't be here. And of course, our unretiree, Dave Murphy, he is on the list, but he decided not to retire. So he's going to stick around and keep us rolling for another 6 months or 6 years. 6 months, but we'll see. So everyone who's retiring, I twist his arm a lot. I'm his work wife, in case you wonder. Everyone who's retiring tonight, I mean, some of you I know from being here myself for a while. So everyone, best of luck. Enjoy your retirement, and everyone have a good evening. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Foley. I'm the director of the Buildings and Grounds. Kevin, can you come up, please? Kevin? Oh, no, I'm the other Kevin. So, in addition to the, the bus and transportation people, we're the building and the grounds. So we stay behind the scenes. We support obviously the teachers, the schools, and we help keep everything clean, moving, and safe for the students. And part of our crew is our maintainers, and Kevin is one of our maintainers. And they are the Mr. Fix-It of the entire school district. Doors, everything you can think of. So they have to be a little bit knowledgeable of everything. So, and we only have maybe 5, maybe 6. So imagine the size of the school district and the honey-do list that we have for these gentlemen for the district. 31 years. Wow. Okay. I didn't work with Kevin all that long. I'm new to the district, but I heard only good things. When a person leaves, he gets blamed for everything, right? We didn't have that here. And the previous director had given me the list of the good guys. He was on that list. So anybody who knew the previous director, that's kind of a difficult task. Okay. Everybody, the teachers, administration, everybody leaves a part of themselves to the school, whether it be teachers' knowledge to the students, whether it be the administration in its, in procedures and policies. Apparently, Kevin has left some of his fingertips on the district. So we thank you for that, your personal donation. Good luck. Happy trails. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. A couple of, maybe a month or so ago, when I heard that the principals were going to be making some retirement speeches, I first looked at the list. It was 1, then it was 2, 3. It ended up being 14 people from the middle school. So unfortunately, I'm going to be speaking as a group, but I did borrow 3.5 seconds from Linda and 2 seconds from Kevin from their time. So good evening. So this morning, Ms. McLaughlin emailed the principals, and she started off the body of the email by saying, "Today is a happy day." Remember that? She did. And the subject line was, "Retiree Reception tonight." Well, tonight, I have the happy and distinct honor to speak on behalf of, I'm going to call them up. I know a number of them are here. Deborah Franzino, I know half of you was called up before by Kevin. You can come back up, please. Monique Ruane, Marilyn Davin, Michael Russo, some are here and some are not, Elena Callahan, Mark Botson, Patricia Roberts, Robin Hatzi-Christos, Mark Zacher, Joanne Porter, Robin Wiener, Mary Lee Merigliano, they usually attach to the hip, Marie Young, and Peggy Galata. Not too much, 4 minutes. So this evening is it's bittersweet because we are saying farewell to 14 middle school employees with, I think Dr. Sinha said 1,012 or so years of experience. Well, the middle school alone has a third of those, 340 years of service in Garden City alone. Now try to process that for a minute. 340 years serving this community, literally thousands and thousands of children. That's thousands of children that in one way, shape, or form became even better people because they were fortunate enough to live in this community and because they have been touched by the lives of these 14 or so individuals standing behind me. Although I could speak to the amazing accomplishments and stories behind each of them, and Kevin, by the way, like you said about Jim, in terms of he could say whatever he wants, that's the same with our guidance counselor, Robin. We could say whatever she wants. If I said it, I want to move to another country. Robin, anything she wants. And she does it with class at all times. But if I did speak to about every one of them, I would only get about 17 seconds per person. So quite simply, I would need so much more time to speak to the people that they are. Whether it's a clerical staff member, a general education teacher, special education teacher, guidance counselor, a cleaner, a teacher aide, both individually and collectively, these 14 people have made long-lasting, positive, influential, and indelible marks in Garden City. Each of you should know that there are thousands of students and adults that will miss you. We will miss your magic, your grace, your strong advocacy for children, and all the work you've done for this community. Right to the very end, and I mean the very end, each of you sustain the energy, the love for your craft, and that motivation that keep yourselves current and driven. That is an inspiration to all of us, including myself. I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to all of our retirees this evening. On this special occasion, we celebrate you, your countless accomplishments, and your selfless service to the students of Garden City. We are so proud and fortunate that you chose to work here for the past 339 years. We are honored to have worked alongside you. We are better educators and better people for it. Now continue to enjoy life without the alarm clocks, without the emails, without paying, that's like the Academy Award, without paying the most expensive rates for vacations, but also with the great memories you have from your time in Garden City and the wonderful memories you are leaving us with. You earned it. Ms. McLaughlin was correct. Today is a happy day because we got to celebrate all of them. On behalf of all the lives you've touched, including mine, thank you and congratulations.
Now, where are my lovelies from Stewart? I see Catherine Connors here. Come on down, Catherine. Bob Townsend is sort of sneaking you back. We know you retired last year, but you didn't get it in person. Come on up. Joanne, come on up. I believe that's, out of our five, I believe that's all that's present. Decision making, being able to read or sit. Lorraine Mayer is telling me to read. So, very smart person. It is always a bittersweet evening, one in which we bid farewell to people that became part of our family. But we know what's in front of you is even more special. We know that it takes a village to raise a child. And I look at all of the retirees. You have helped raise thousands of children. And we couldn't do that without all of you, We have unsung heroes in the midst. They are the employees who work with some of our neediest students who require supplemental help, support, our beloved paraprofessionals. Last June, Mr. T bid us farewell, and I have to say it is a lot quieter at Stewart School because I don't have to hear T, 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 day in, day out. Come on, everybody. Let Bob hear it one more time. T, 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 T. There you go, Bob. We did it for you. We have missed you terribly. We know that you've been enjoying your family, your two daughters, your wife, your son. Congratulations to Sarge, by the way. Mrs. Catherine Hunter Kemp, she decided to leave us along with Mrs. Ferraro, Dolores Ferraro, and after the pandemic, the first one. And Catherine worked at numerous schools, but she spent the last years at Stewart School. She worked with our special class, and in her very, very quiet way, you knew exactly what our students needed. May it be just to pull them aside and to calm a student down, or to provide some academic support. You were always there for them. So thank you. And on a personal note, I love seeing you every Sunday, and it's always a joy. And Catherine lives in our community with her lovely husband over there, and we hope to see you around town all the time. Dolores Ferraro couldn't be with us, so Dolores, if you're over there, the Stewart store is nothing without you. What I loved about Dolores is she definitely gave me a run for my money when the Stewart student store was not properly stocked. And she'd come down to the office, and Joanne and Amy know exactly what I'm talking about. And she gave us our list. But what was most important is that she spent time with our special class and our ICG students and gave them real world experience, dealing with money, sales, interpersonal relationships. So Dolores, we hope you're enjoying your family. We miss you terribly. We also had another paraprofessional leave us, and that's the end of this year, and that's Donna Chiappa. Donna just joined us this year, but she spent time at the high school, the middle school, and at Stratford School. Donna was known for her nice, calm being. She was always looked at as a positive person, and she's going to be missed. Even though we only had her for a year, she is going to totally enjoy her 30-year-old or plus son and her family. And again, she lives in Garden City, and we hope to see her around town all the time. Joanne, where are you hiding? There you are, right behind me. I'm like, wait, you were next to Amy. Joanne, I don't even know where to start. After being transferred from Hemlock over to Stewart School on my first day,
Joanne introduced herself and said, listen, I'm only a part-timer. That's what I do here, 17 and a half hours a week. And I understand if you need me to go, but that's all I can do. So I was a little taken aback. I'm like, wow, first day. It's nice to meet you, Joanne. I'm really looking forward to working with you for I don't know how long. Well, I would say that she worked a 17 and a half hour week, but that would be a lie. Joanne beat every single one of us to school every morning. The subs we're still having a little problem with, so if you can come back. Yep, I just put her in shock on why she retired in the first place. End of the year, the whole end of the year award ceremony, it was Joanne. Yes, the assistant principal and I got to go up, we got to give out the awards, and the parents were so excited and said, how do you do all this? We were honest, Joanne did it. We miss you so much. Oh, good, I'm glad you misses us. Maybe you'll start subbing. No? We really do. We miss your genuine, who you are as a person. And then when you get stressed, you let everybody know I'm getting stressed. So you're what someone say, your husband, wife, work wife? Well, you're the work wife over there, misses you terribly. We miss you terribly because everybody knows that the office runs the building. And we acknowledge that and we do miss you. So I wish all of you, I see so many people that I came in with or came in right after, and you're retiring, so it kind of questions why I'm still standing here instead of sitting there. But congratulations to you all. Monique, you were my start. Where are you? I got to actually, my first job was I got to be Monique Ruane and what big shoes to fill. And then I got to go over to Homestead and work with Lori. So congratulations to you all. And we wish you much happiness in your future.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Hardy. I'm assistant principal of Stratford Avenue School. Tonight, I have the privilege of honoring 6 very special Stratford staff members. Come on up, my Stratford people, come on up. We have Susan Muir, Dr. Hickman, Aaron Lucas, Kathy Moriarty, Marge DiMartino, Kathy Metrick, and Virginia McCaffrey. 149 years of service right here. Although unique in the roles, they all have one thing in common: their positive, everlasting impact on students. Although my words tonight will never paint the true picture of your impact, I want you to know that your work is so appreciated on many different levels. Susan, thank you for your dedication to the Stratford students. Day in and day out, you were flexible in the work that needed to be done. Consistently, for years, you were the first person that all students saw at arrivals every day, and you would greet them with a warm welcome and a smile. You have opened their doors both literally and metaphorically. Thank you for all that you did at Stratford, Susan. Karen, you were always quick to lend a helping hand to any student that needed it. You were adaptable in your work and, most importantly, kind to all students, not just the students you worked with. The students at Stratford were lucky to have your support throughout the years. Thank you for your hard work at Stratford, Karen. Nurse Kathy Moriarty. Every day, you have made the students at Stratford feel so comfortable, from things as minor scrapes to as major as broken bones. We've seen too many. You've acted with care and compassion. It was never a surprise to see the nurse's office jam-packed. Sometimes students just wanted to talk to you. I'll always remember your saying, and I quote, "Your mother's working right now. Are you sure you want me to call her?" The Stratford Band-Aid Award will never be the same. Congratulations, enjoy retirement with your hobbies and spending time with your family and your new grandchild. Marge DiMartino. I want to start by saying that Mr. Martino's room is directly adjacent from the staff entrance. So come September, It will be odd not to say, "Good night, Marge," because she was always in there working and preparing for the students, even late in the day. This is a true testament to your work and dedication. You are a meticulous planner, and that is greatly appreciated by staff. You would never let any of us miss a beat. In your role as a fifth grade teacher, you have worked tirelessly preparing students for middle school while diversifying their experiences. Congratulations, and enjoy spending time with your new grandbaby. Kathy Metrick. It has been nothing short of a pleasure getting to know you over the years. Up until the very last month, you remained a self-starter. You were always looking for different experiences for the children, because at the end of the day, you wanted your students to feel safe, to be loved, and to learn. You were gentle, you were patient, and you were kind. In the beginning of the year, I had to ask a bunch of third graders where they were headed when I saw them heading down second grade hallway. They turned to me so matter-of-factly, "To go say hi to Mrs. Metrick." I saw the same group of students just a few days ago doing the same exact thing. Thank you for all that you have done. Enjoy your retirement and congratulations on your daughter's college graduation. Virginia McCabra. If you were a student in Miss McCabra's class, you learned, quite honestly, one of the most important traits you will ever need: to be nice to each other and learn to work together. You provided such a community feel to your class, and as a result, the students developed such a strong sense of pride. Your class performances were a tradition unlike no other and will never be recreated. You have left a legacy at Stratford that you should feel very proud of. Enjoy your time with your family. Thank you and congratulations to all the Stratford retirees. Before I finish, this is my plug to say, if we need a substitute, can I call you? Thank you. Have a great night.
Congrats. You're always welcome. I seriously don't know how to sell that.
Sorry, Chris, I needed it. Thank you. I'm Audrey Gallivan. Hemlock will look very different next year. 4 people are retiring, and each one of them has made a tremendous impact on the lives of the children that have come through our building. I believe one of them is online for us, Enrique Romero, or Mr. Henry, as he was fondly called at Hemlock. To know him was to adore him. He began each day with a smile on his face for everyone in the building. He was always willing to help out in any way he could. No job was too big or too messy. Mr. Henry took pride in his work, and it showed. Hemlock shone so brightly because of him. When I came up with a crazy idea about what I wanted to do with the furniture each summer, he would look at me, consider it, and then go with it, because he knew it would improve the function and the neatness of the school. So he was right there helping out. What stood out for me above all else was his gentle and kind nature. Mr. Henry is the epitome of a gentle man. I miss him each day because of all these things and so many more. Thank you, Henry, for everything you've done to make Hemlock a special place. Somebody else who's not here, and then I'll pull the 2 that aren't here. Since September 1995, when Hemlock reopened, Hattie Baird was part of Hemlock. Each and every student that has passed through her classroom has been valued and celebrated for who they are and what they can do. They have their own language, pharisms. Those are expressions that every child that's been in her class seems to understand. And above it all, her outlook about children. Every child can learn and do their best. Hattie has inspired children to do their creative best. But this year, when I knew I needed someone to teach in the multi-purpose room, I knew that Hattie Baird could do it. I remember saying to her, "You could make a cardboard box feel like a classroom." And despite the problems that were initially presented, Hattie accepted the challenge and truly made it work. The children thought it was a classroom with 4 normal walls, but it was even better because she used the other half of the multi-purpose room and called it the penthouse. She was very generous. She lent other people the penthouse. The children thrived and loved their year. Even COVID couldn't stop Patty from doing what she loves. Her legacy will continue, and I know that we will use many of the expressions that we learned from her. Hemlock will be a little quieter without Patty, but I know we will miss her smile and her easygoing ways. Thank you, Patty Fair, for all the lines you have touched. I'd like to invite Mike Caparella, who I had the pleasure of sharing over the last few years in August and Rain Day. So I think you can figure out who's the Mr. Mike Caparella has been a legend in Garden City and has taught at almost every school and every level. Stratford's the only one he's missed. He's coached multiple sports in multiple seasons. My work with Mr. C began 14 years ago when I started at Hemlock. He was known for his endless energy and devotion to the children. He would often worry about things, checking with his colleagues to make sure he was doing everything that was needed. Over the last few years, he's done so many new things. For example, he learned to work with small groups of students as they read on iPads. The biggest change, though, was over the last year and a half, when Mr. C, who had very little knowledge of technology, had to learn to teach remotely. Last year, we spent hours together helping him navigate his computer, from not knowing if his computer had a camera on it, to learn to prepare asynchronous lessons that were engaging to children. This year, we had to ask Mike to switch again, outside inventing activities that kept the students socially distanced but still practicing their skills. Inside, he created obstacle courses for the children to continue to move and learn. Through it all, Mike gave his all to the children, dedicated to the very last minute, and I do mean that, and willing to help out in whatever way he was needed. Thank you, Mike, for all your time. For those that know Lorraine May, when we gather a few of you do, they know she loves the Beatles. So I'm going to try to tell you all about her and her career in Garden City using titles of Beatles songs. Lorraine, I challenge you to figure out how many. In my life, I haven't met many people like Lorraine. She works 8 days a week because every little child in Garden City needs a teacher like her. There's a place in the heart of every student who has had Mrs. Mayo. I feel glad all over each time I visit her classroom, whether it is coming out to the garden, and I promise you, we don't have an octopus's garden. Don't ever change who you are and what you believe is important. Do you want to know a secret? You really got to hold on. Even when things are helter-skelter at Hemlock, she knows we can work it out together. To be a little more serious, let me tell you how I truly feel about Lorraine. She's a true professional, completely dedicated to the students that she teaches. When she came to Hemlock as a kindergarten teacher, she quickly became the person that everyone went to when they had a question. She was the guru when it came to curriculum. There was no one more knowledgeable about it because she wanted to learn everything she could. She still does, and an argument with her today. Lorraine wanted to be sure that the children were getting everything they needed so that when they left kindergarten, they were ready for first grade. As a former fourth grade teacher, thank you, Stratford, she was able to bring her knowledge into her kindergarten classroom and set very high standards for children. As my lead teacher for many years, I could always count on her to run the building in my absence. A quick call to her room, Tad, you're it, and I knew I could trust her judgment to make decisions. What can I say, Lorraine, my friend? You are special to me and to everyone you have taught and worked with. One more song that says it all. P.S. I love
Good evening. I'm here to speak about Lori Palladino. Not only is she the quintessential kindergarten teacher, she is one of those rare people whose genuine kindness, care, compassion, and empathy have profoundly impacted the lives of so many. Over 34 years, these have included thousands of children, parents, siblings, teachers, colleagues, and administrators. I'm sure that everyone here has a fond memory of Lori Palladino to share. We've all been impacted by Lori in some way, whether through her gift of teaching or through her gift of kindness. Here are some words of parents through the years that show just how deep that impact goes. We are truly amazed at our child's progress. She's starting to read. I see that she's really trying. This weekend, we were in a parking garage and she saw the word elevator, and she said, "Look, Dad, the word elephant." I celebrated that just as I knew Mrs. Palladino would. Mrs. Palladino has an enormous amount of patience and understanding of young children. She knows how they think and how they feel. She truly loves each of her students for their uniqueness and makes each one feel special. By the way, she makes the parents and siblings of her students feel pretty special too. Her loving manner makes her classroom a wonderful place to be, and because of this, learning comes easily to her students. I promised Lori that I wouldn't cry and I wouldn't make her cry, so we're going to be strong. Here's another. I wanted to say thank you for the fantastic year our child had in kindergarten with Mrs. Palladino. He loved every single day of learning and fun the whole year through. I am sure you are completely aware of what an incredible teacher she is. Truly one in a million. Personally, she is one of the kindest people we have ever met. She knew our child so well and cared for him as if he were her own. She sets a wonderful example for her students with her warmth and kind heart. Our child has truly blossomed in her class. Mrs. Palladino motivates each child to be their best. As a teacher and an individual, she is such an asset to your school and to every child who is fortunate enough to call her their teacher. And another. We cannot put into words what an outstanding kindergarten experience our child has had with Mrs. Palladino. Way back in September, when we met her at open school night, we sat through her presentation and we fell in love with her. As she spoke, it was evident that she loves children and that she truly enjoys what she does for a living. Her heart and soul is in everything she does. And our child has thrived while in her class. She comes home every day singing a song that Mrs. Palladino taught her. She loves to listen to, tell, and write her own stories. And she wakes up every day excited to go to school. From her Thanksgiving feast to the end of year celebration, she has welcomed families into her classroom and has done so because she understands the importance of the homeschool connection. During each visit, we marvel at the camaraderie and respect students have for one another, and we know that is a direct result of Mrs. Palladino's emphasis on character and on being a good person. We absolutely adore her, and we thank her for providing our daughter with such a strong foundation. We are forever indebted to her and hope she knows what she means to our daughter and our family. Lori, all of us here in Garden City are forever indebted to you for the impact you have made. We hope you know how much you mean to every single one of us, not only to your students and their families, but to all of us as educators and everyone in the Garden City community. I'll close with one final parent quote. I think all children should, at least once in their life, have a teacher with whom they feel really loved and whom they love and will never forget. Lori, that personifies you. We will miss you. And we
Hi, my name is Jim Curran, and I'm the interim principal at the Locust School. On behalf of Principal Curran and everyone at Locust, I would like to recognize Jane Emmett. She's not with us this evening, but Jane taught reading at Locust for 13 years. And she was very happy doing that, and she was really very good at it. And then stupid COVID came, and that's what I call it. I call it stupid COVID. And we needed Jane to teach a regular class. And she, along with a lot of other people in this district, said, absolutely no problem. And that's amazing. She's not the only one. There are so many amazing people who did that for us. We were really in a pickle last summer, and Jane is one of the people who said, absolutely, what do you need? So Jane is retiring this year after 14 years of service, but this year, her final year, she was a classroom teacher at Locust. So I hope she's watching, and I wanted to congratulate Jane Emmett.
Thank you, Jim. And before we wrap it up, I also want to take a moment to thank Jim Curran, Eric Nezowitz, and also Marty Malone, who have really helped us the last several years. It seems like a short time, but it feels like they've been here for about 30 years, just like all of you. So we really want to thank everyone. I know Eric is here as well, so thank you for that. And finally, you, as you're leaving Garden City, this place will always be your home, and you have made us who we are, and we hope to continue the good work that you have done here and to continue it to the next phase. And, this is, as you open up the next chapter of your life, it's an exciting chapter, and I hope you really enjoy, and you think of Garden City in a very fond way, and know that you have impacted a lot of children and adults here. So thank you so much, and thank you for our families and staff, everyone that's here this evening.